Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about Phalaenopsis orchids, how to care for them, propagate them, and what they need to grow. If you enjoy plant content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let's get started. Phalaenopsis orchids, commonly known as moth orchids due to the shape of their flowers resembling a moth in flight, are among the most popular and widely cultivated orchids in the world. Native to Southeast Asia, including countries such as the Philippines, Taiwan, and parts of Indonesia and Australia, these orchids thrive in warm, humid environments. Phalaenopsis orchids are prized for their elegant, arching sprays of long-lasting flowers, which come in a variety of colors such as white, pink, purple, yellow, and even spotted or striped patterns. There are around 70 recognized species within the Phalaenopsis genus, but thousands of hybrids have been developed for ornamental use. These hybrids are especially popular for indoor growing due to their relatively low maintenance needs and prolonged blooming period. Typically, Phalaenopsis orchids bloom once or twice a year, with each bloom lasting several weeks to months under proper care. Let me introduce some of the most common cultivated species. Phalaenopsis amabilis, known as the moon orchid, with large white flowers and classic elegance. Phalaenopsis aphrodite, a species with soft white or pale pink flowers, loved for its delicate form. Phalaenopsis schilleriana, recognized for its pink blooms and beautiful mottled leaves. These species are often used as parent plants in hybridization because of their beauty, durability, and adaptability. Their graceful appearance and long-lasting blooms have made Phalaenopsis orchids a beloved choice for homes, offices, and floral displays worldwide. Phalaenopsis orchids prefer moderate but consistent moisture. Water them once a week during warm months and every 10-14 days in cooler seasons. Always let the potting medium dry slightly between waterings. They don't like wet feet, and overwatering can cause root rot. It's best to water early in the day so the plant dries before night. Use room temperature water and avoid letting water sit in the crown of the plant, as this can cause crown rot. Phalaenopsis orchids, being tropical plants, thrive in warm temperatures. The ideal daytime temperature range is between 22 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, while nighttime temperatures should stay around 16 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius. These orchids can tolerate short periods of cooler temperatures down to 15 degrees Celsius, but long exposure to cold can stress or damage the plant. A slight nighttime drop of 5 to 6 degrees Celsius helps trigger flowering, especially in early fall, by signaling seasonal change. To keep them healthy, avoid temperature shocks, cold drafts, and direct exposure to heaters or AC units. Phalaenopsis orchids prefer bright, indirect light. They thrive near east or north-facing windows or behind sheer curtains in brighter rooms. Direct sunlight, especially in the afternoon, can burn their leaves, so it's best to avoid intense sun exposure. A good sign of proper lighting is light green leaves. Dark green leaves may indicate too little light, while yellow or scorched leaves suggest too much. If growing indoors, supplemental grow lights can also be used during darker months or in low-light spaces. Phalaenopsis. Orchids thrive in a well-draining, airy growing medium that supports their roots while allowing for proper water drainage. A common choice is a bark-based mix, which provides excellent airflow around the roots. Other suitable options include coconut husk chips, sphagnum moss, perlite, or a combination of these materials. The mix should be able to retain some moisture but still dry out between waterings. It's important to avoid using regular potting soil, as it can become compacted, retain too much moisture, and suffocate the orchid's roots. Choose a medium that suits your watering habits. Coconut husk and sphagnum moss retain moisture longer, while bark dries out more quickly. Phalaenopsis orchids prefer a humidity level between 50% and 70%. While they can tolerate average indoor humidity, dry air, especially in winter, can cause bud drop, wrinkled leaves, or dry tips. To maintain proper humidity, you can place the pot on a humidity tray with pebbles and water, group plants together, or use a room humidifier. Misting is not recommended, as water sitting on the leaves can lead to rot or fungal issues. Also, ensure good air circulation, as high humidity without airflow can cause mold or disease. Phalaenopsis orchids thrive with regular but diluted feeding during their active growing season, which typically lasts from spring to early fall. Use a balanced orchid fertilizer such as 20-20-20 NPK at 1/4 to half the recommended strength every 2 weeks. During the winter months, or when the plant is not actively growing, reduce feeding to once a month or stop altogether. It's important to flush the potting medium with plain water every few weeks to prevent salt buildup from fertilizers, which can harm the roots. A good rule to follow is weekly, meaning you should fertilize lightly but regularly to ensure your orchid gets the nutrients it needs without overfeeding. Phalaenopsis orchids can be propagated through several methods, with the most common being keiki propagation. A keiki is a small plant that grows on the flower spike of the mother orchid. Once the keiki develops roots that are a few centimeters long, it can be carefully cut off and repotted into a new container. This method is simple and effective, making it the preferred choice for most orchid growers. Another method of propagation is division, although it is less common for Phalaenopsis orchids. If the orchid has multiple stems and a healthy root system, the plant can be divided into sections, ensuring each division has a portion of roots and a growth point. These sections can then be repotted into fresh, well-draining orchid medium. Stem cuttings are a less reliable method, but if the flower spike is healthy, you can cut it below a node and encourage it to form roots using rooting hormone and a humidity dome. However, this method is more challenging and not as successful as keiki propagation. Lastly, seed propagation is a method used primarily by professional breeders, as it requires specialized equipment, sterile containers, and controlled growing conditions. This method is not typically used by hobbyists due to its complexity and the time it takes for the seeds to germinate and grow. Phalaenopsis orchids can experience several common issues, often related to improper care or environmental stress. Root rot occurs when overwatering or poor drainage causes the roots to become soft, brown, or black with a foul smell. To treat this, trim the affected roots, repot the orchid in a fresh, well-draining medium, and adjust your watering schedule. Crown rot is caused by water accumulating in the crown of the plant, leading to dark, mushy spots at the base of the leaves. To address this, remove affected parts, repot the orchid, and ensure the crown stays dry. Leaf spot disease caused by excess moisture and poor air circulation appears as dark, water-soaked spots on the leaves. Treatment involves removing affected leaves, improving airflow, and using a fungicide if necessary. Mealybugs and scale insects which feed on the sap can be spotted as white, cotton-like masses or hard bumps on leaves and stems. Use insecticidal soap or neem oil to treat these pests and regularly check for them. Bud blast happens when flower buds fail to open, turning yellow or brown due to stress from temperature changes, poor light, or humidity problems. To fix this, keep the plant in a stable environment with proper light, temperature, and humidity. Yellowing leaves, usually caused by overwatering, nutrient deficiencies, or aging, can be treated by adjusting watering habits, using the right fertilizer, and ensuring proper lighting. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel.